literal definition of misophonia is the hatred of sound. Misophonia is a psychological disorder that causes the sufferer to experience immediate negative emotional and physiological responses to certain trigger sounds. The reactions of misophonia sufferers can be so severe that misophonia has been compared to anxiety and PTSD. Researchers from Newcastle University did an experiment to test the physiological and neurological reactions to trigger sounds for misophonia sufferers. They found that the sounds evoked much larger amounts of activity in the ventromedial cortex, which plays a role in decision making. The posteromedial cortex, which regulates emotions, the hippocampus, which is also in charge of processing emotions, and the amygdala, which is involved in helping you actually feel your emotions. Growing up, I did not understand why I was so angry. I did not know that misophonia existed, so I thought that there was something wrong with me. My father and I had a very rough relationship because he just so happened to regularly make most of the noises that triggered my reactions. Things like coughing, sniffling, chewing, swallowing, and scratching all sent me into fits of rage that often ended in slamming doors and hurt feelings. My family also did not realize that I had a psychological disorder that was causing me to act this way, so they believed I was just a very angry child. It put a lot of strain on my relationship with my friends and family for me to be labeled angry or weird. They felt as though I hated them because of my behaviors towards the sounds which they produced. A few months ago, I started doing research and I realized that what I had was misophonia. After reading countless testimonies of others who also suffered from misophonia, I began to find closure. For the first time in my life, I didn't feel crazy. I discussed my findings with my family, and I explained to them that I can't control the anger I feel towards the sounds that they make. My family and I get along much better now that we all understand that I don't hate them. My brain just hates the sounds that they sometimes produce. I'm not the only one who suffers from misophonia. In the U.S., there are less than 50,000 reported cases of misophonia, which means very low awareness level that it even exists. If more people knew that misophonia existed, then sufferers might not face as much backlash and judgment. No longer would we be labeled angry, but maybe we would just be seen as human beings who are trying to live with an uncontrollable psychological disorder.